show. I'm your host, Paul, and I'm joined by my co-host, Noel. So, Noel, thanks for joining us today.
No problem, Paul.
Okay, Noel, we're now just going to do a quick preview on the Irish women's team. The last two matches in this Nations League campaign, this coming Friday, December the 1st, are home to Hungary in Tallaght Stadium. And then on next Tuesday, December the 5th, they're away at, up the road in Belfast, Windsor Park against Northern Ireland. And the context is they have 4 matches played. They have topped the group. They have already won the group. So these 2 games are just to finish out the group. So we just have a quick word about it. So you're at home to Hungary, so this Monday we're just looking at the squad. I think there'll be a few new players brought into the squad, but just overall, I suppose, these 2 matches, what are you hoping to get out of it?
Well, I'm hoping that a few English players get their chance. But we mentioned there a couple of weeks ago when they were promoted to League A. We're hoping that a few players that maybe haven't had a chance in the starting 11 that they might get their chance. You know, will Grace Maloney, for example, play at least one of the games for a goalkeeper? Because you said yourself, she hasn't been she's lost her place to number 1 to Connie Brosnan, and Connie Brosnan has done anything wrong. But we'd like to see maybe a chance that Grace Maloney might get in goalkeeper, because we need to know that if anything happens, Courtney Brosnan, that's one of those other keepers, Whitehouse or Maloney, is able to step in and get used to the tactics, get used to a different back four. So that's something maybe we'd like to see as well in one of the games anyway. And as you said yourself, you know, they've qualified now for League A. They've won four matches in it, and they beat Hungary, if not mistaken, 4-0 away.
Yeah.
So you'd be expecting at least something like the same, Paul, you know, maybe 3 or 4-0, 3 or 4-0. I think is something that we should be expecting. Now, this team now, they've set the standard now, Paul. To be honest with you, they've had some very good results. The game, I think, was against Albania, wasn't it? They won 1-0 in the torrential rain.
Yeah.
That was a game. I think you said, like we said yourself, under pressure, everything against them. The team, the wind, the rain, the downpours. You know, that was good for team spirit, that they managed to have all them obstacles and still win 1-0, and that was a very valuable 3 points, and you could say a character building sort of a game. And I think now we're going into this game full of confidence. As we're playing against Hungary now, I think they should be able to turn on a bit of a show for us. But again, like the game against the game against Albania, where they won 5-1. No, not maybe that's too much to ask, but I think they've set the standard now that, you know, I'd be at least expecting a good performance at home, a good victory, a convincing victory that they can have. I'd like to see maybe, like we said ourselves, a few players that haven't. I'd like to see maybe Chloe Mastaki left back. I think she's a good player.Maybe a few other players, Heather Payne is a good, decent player as well. I'd like to see Jamie Finn maybe getting a run out. I think I know she's played, but I don't think she starts the last couple of games. She was injured, and I like to see. I think Eileen Dona, I think new players coming in there in the forwards. I think she's one of the League of Ireland clubs, if I'm not mistaken. I'd like to see what she has to offer. She's running. We know what Carusa and Abby Larkin and can give us, but we might like to see something else up front as well, Paul. Now, obviously, I'm not maybe it's a bit much to say for him to start, because I think Karuska will probably start, but I think I'd like to see a few other players coming in, maybe when the game is won, just to see what they can offer as well. So look, we know Eileen Gleeson, this probably is her last 2 games. If we don't, probably, Paul, there was talk that the FAI were hoping that they'll have a new manager in before Christmas. Well, by the time this first game is played, it's going to be Friday the 1st of December. So I haven't really heard much about who's on the shortlist now.
Zero.
I've heard nothing either, Paul. It was always all about the men's team now, but now that the focus is on the women's team, a permanent manager is going to be mostly talked about now during these 2 games. So it's going to be good. I'd say it's going to be a good battle up in away to the Northern Ireland. I think that's on the game on Tuesday. I think it's
next
Friday.
Tuesday, the 5th.
Tuesday, yeah. I think that's going to be an interesting game. You know how obviously there's going to be a bit of a battle. There always is between the north and the south. But it's just, you know, I would say it like against Albania, obviously in different terms of game. A good character building as well up there, and go up to Northern Ireland and beat them as well. So I think you'll be at least expecting 6 points and 2 convincing performances, and then eventually, hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, we will know the identity of the new manager.
Yeah, I suppose we do know. I think there's underage teams now. They're playing kind of tournaments and kind of different competitions. Again, you don't have to win every tournament underage, but as long as it seems to be, in fairness, underneath the radar, they're competing in these, and you'll always get one or two players coming through. I think there's a few players, the League of Ireland, the Women's League of Ireland, the Women's FAI Cup. There's a few players being picked out there. Maybe they go across to England next season, but they will have to. Unfortunately, that's the way they have to go. But it seems to be walk underneath the radar. But again, we've mentioned it, going back to the last podcast, the pressure is now on the FAI, because they'll have to, if you just concentrate on the women's team, no permanent manager. We know now that no permanent manager on the men's team. I just hope that they won't forget about the women's team and just leave it in the back burner and just tip away with the men's one, because this is the time to strike when the iron is hot, as the old saying goes. But if they don't appoint in the new year a new manager coming in, it can be very easy for the wheel to turn and to lose the momentum.
Well, that's just it, Paul. I mean, it's the women's team that has pretty much. Well, I know obviously with the permanent manager, we won't get into that. But the women's team at least have their house in order. They're sponsored there, Sky. The men's team don't. They're getting results. They're getting to World Cups. They're looking like they have a decent chance now with the Nations League. They had a good draw for the qualifiers. There's good hope and genuine optimism now that we will get to the Euros in 2025. Obviously, we won't count our chickens just yet. We could get it back. We could get one of those draws that are difficult, more difficult than what we think. But look, I think the women's team are going along nicely. The players playing at a higher level, as you said yourself, Paul. There's some good young players coming through as well, League of Ireland and other players as well. And the women's team do give all these young players a chance. I mean, Abby Larkin she's only 18, and I think it's true the players. There's some young players for Ireland in terms of the women's team. Some of them made their debut at 16, 17. Then maybe that's a bit too young.
Players now know. Sorry, no. Just to clarify, in most women's sports, you will find that they'll make their debut at a level maybe a year or two younger than normally you'd see in the men's team.
Yeah. That is true, and that's a fair point. I maybe you might say that a little bit wrong too in terms of maybe underage teams and underage structures before you get into senior football. But beside that, I think there's a very good squad there now, Paul, with the women's team, and I think we should be in the next couple of years should be aiming to qualify for more tournaments. They got a taste of it now at the World Cup. They're bringing it in now to this National League campaign. Yes, granted, the Republic of Ireland are probably the highest ranked of these League B nations, but you can only play who is in front of you. We're going into the League A now, and there's obviously going to be England, Spain, France, all them teams now. That's where the real test is going to be in the next Nations League campaign when they're in League A. I think that'll be around the time for the World Cup, and we'll qualify. We'll focus on the European Championships now qualifiers. That draw is going to be key. I think there's a really good, decent chance that they're going to get to the Euro 25.
Sorry, no, for cutting the question before we finish up. But I think there's a huge onus now on the FAI, and it's the same board, the same management. It's not separate, we'll say. So it's the one board, the one manager, the one director of football who's involved in this. There's a huge onus to them now. As the man says, they are going to have to earn their money now, earn their corn, as the old saying goes, to make sure they get this appointment right for the women's team too. And also, remember, an appointment isn't just one individual. You have backroom staff, coaches, etc., technical staff, all these things as well. So it's not just appointing one individual. So there's a bit of pressure on the FAI now, and I hope over the Christmas period and into the new year they do their job, and because now they'll show they'll earn their card now, and they'll earn their money now if they can do it or not.
Oh, absolutely, Paul. I think the FAI now have to step up the board. All the mistakes now they've made in the past, and what's gone on in the last couple of weeks, they need to step up now to the plate and get this appointment right for both men's and women's teams. This can't drag on much longer, Paul, because I think Vera Pauw was let go, if I'm not mistaken, in August. It's nearly December now, and we still don't have a permanent manager. Eileen Leeson is just she's fulfilling the fixtures. She's won the group. She's got the team promoted. If she's not the permanent manager, if they don't give it to her, then they need to hurry up and get a new permanent manager in, because interim managers, they've got great results and team seems to love playing for Eileen Gleeson, but if she's not the one that she wants the job, then the FAI really now need to get on it and do that shortlist now. That we've been talking about the shortlist for a while. Like you said, I haven't seen much now in the last couple of weeks about who is actually the one they're going for. Now, maybe we've just missed it now or what, but there's been no real big announcement so far. So there was talk they wanted it done before Christmas. So Christmas is coming, as they say, and there's been a lot of people out of the appointment just yet. So what's less than three? Well, I say next less than 4 weeks now till Christmas. So I think they need to get a move on if they're going to go by that deadline. So it could go into next year, Paul. Literally, it could go into January and February now if they don't get this appointment done. Now, obviously, it probably will be a manager that's out of work. So who's in the shortlist? I just don't know. But this appointment is going to be key from because the Irish football women's team is on the upward curve. They're qualifying for tournaments, doing very well in international football. So hopefully, someone now of the same quality will come in and do their best. Someone as good as Vera Pauw, even better. Now that might sound a little bit harsh from Vera Pauw, but we need someone as good as that now to push this team on. And it's up to the FAI now to make that appointment and do it right.
Yeah. So now, just how we finish up. So just looking forward to these two matches. Are you hoping to get 2 victories? Just a final comment.
Oh yeah, 2 victories, 2 convincing victories, Paul. To be honest with you, if they beat these 2 teams, no, they beat the Northern Ireland at home, but they beat Hungary 4-0 away. I'd be expecting at least something similar now, Paul, in these 2 matches.
Yeah. Okay.